So in this video, we're going to make it look pretty because at the moment we just have black and white. We need to have a dark blue background with black headings and then white text for other elements. To do that, we're going to use CSS. Now there's different ways to do CSS. Because we're going to have 3 pages, we're going to use an external style sheet. So we need to create that style sheet, which is another file. So I'm going to open up Notepad and create a new file. I'm going to file, save as, and then making sure I'm in the same folder as my other page. I'm going to choose Cascading Style Sheet, which is here. So Cascading Style Sheet file CSS. And I'm going to call it style. And I'm going to click save. So this is where I'm going to put the rules for what my web page should look like. Now, I'm not going to go through everything with you. You can do that yourself. If you go to W3 Schools, they have an entire CSS section. We did this last week. Hopefully you can remember some things. If not, you can read through it. However, what you can do is go down to their example and copy this code here. You can put it into the CSS file and save it. Now at the moment we haven't changed anything here, and if we run our browser, our page in our browser, nothing actually happens. That's because we haven't linked it to our style sheet yet. So we need to link this page to our style sheet. So if we go to index.html, we need to put some code in here that will link it to the style sheet. Now you do that in the head. So I'm going to do it before the page title, and I'm going to put it by here. Now, if you want to find out more about this, you can look on W3 Schools, and there is a section somewhere about external style sheets. I'm just going to type the code in for you. So it's link relative equals style sheet. So that's telling it the type of file it is. Type equals text/CSS. So that again gives it more information. And then I also need to give it the reference, the actual file it's using it itself. And we call it style CSS. So we need to type in the page name, the file name. Now guys, if you call it something different, so mine's called style CSS, if you call it something different, this needs to be the same as your file type. And it needs to be saved in the same folder. If you haven't saved it in the same folder, copy it to the same folder as your index page. Right, I'm going to save that. And now, if we run our page, there we go. We now have our CSS applied. It's not what we need though. If we look at the task, it says specifically blue background, light blue buttons, black text for headings, white text for all of the text. So let's have a look at our style sheet. So at the moment, our background color is light blue. So let's change it to dark blue and see what happens. Refresh our page, and there we go. We now have dark blue. There's a couple of other things you need to do. They need to be centered. I'm not going to go through that with you. You can do that yourself.